About 7 years ago, I created a not-for-profit called 8 and 80 Cities based in Toronto, Canada. And the 8 and 80 is basically that if everything that we did in our cities, an indicator was that it had to be fantastic for 8-year-olds and for 80-year-olds, then it would be good for everybody. Parks are very important to improve the quality of life of everyone. So we need to find ways to get people to use parks in a more extensive way. And I think to get people to use parks involves a few different things. One is to realize that we need small parks, the neighborhood local park, we need the medium-sized and the large parks, because they satisfy different needs. We need to be able to engage the religious groups, the seniors groups, the children, the schools, the businesses. We need to be able to have multiple activities, because people go to the parks if there's 5, 10, 20 things to do. And then they do 2 or 3 and they want to go back because there are many more things to do. But if there is nothing to do, people go once and then they don't go back. So uses and activities is probably the most important element to get people to use the parks on a regular basis. There are many parks that have been abandoned, and just like the great parks improve the quality of life of the whole neighborhood, when parks are abandoned, also they deteriorate the quality of life of the neighborhood. The most important to re-engage and to the underperforming parks is to get the community to participate and to honestly listen to them, the children, the older adults, the rich, the poor. And if they don't go to the meetings, then you should go to them. But I would say the key element to get underperforming parks to move up and be some fantastic, vibrant, healthy places is community engagement. The governments have to realize that there is a major crisis of lack of physical activity, that some of the symptoms is, for example, the obesity crisis. In Australia, 1 out of every 3 citizens is obese. Another one is overweight, and only 1 in 3 has a normal weight, just to give an example. In addition, the lack of physical activity is generating other kinds of problems, such as depression, anxiety, heart attacks, respiratory problems. So the government has to see how to improve the use of parks and public places to get people to be more physically active. New York has gone through a wonderful transformation in the last 8 years, where people are working together, the departments of transportation, the departments of public health, the departments of parks and recreation, because at the end of the same, all have the same goals of having healthier and happier citizens. And some of the things that they have done, for example, is transforming their streets into much more walkable places where walking is much safer. My perception is that Victoria has some of the best places in the world, but also has many others that are mediocre. The Economist said that Melbourne was the most livable city in the world, and that is a very nice recognition, but at the same time it can be a very big barrier, because people say, well, if we're already the best, we don't want to change. And at the same time, when you see the amount of people that have lack of physical activity or obesity, or that are not being outdoors and that are having mental and emotional and physical health problems, then, and if they don't want to change, it's going to be very difficult. Like Einstein said, we cannot solve the problems by using the same actions that we use when we created them. So we got to do things differently. I think technology can be a major assistant in improving the levels of physical activity. But obviously you need to have good infrastructure, and you need to have a lot of other good things in place. And I think that also through technology, people are much better informed. So all of a sudden people realize, oh, they're doing yoga in this park, and there's a yoga thing for free on Saturday mornings. But at the same time, I don't think it's just about relying in technology, but it's actually more, I would say even more important is connecting the technology with champions, people that will promote physical activity, where the technology is going to be a tool that might make things more fun or more interesting, but also we need to realize is the benefits of that physical activity.